Hey, welcome to Gaston Spotlight. I'm your host, Elijah Dixon, and today we have our guest, John Carroll, with us.
Hi.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Cool.
Where are you coming from today?
I'm in from Nashville, actually. Just drove in yesterday.
Okay, just drove in from Nashville yesterday. Okay, well, you are a musician, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, what kind of music do you play?
I call it like coffee shop pop.
Coffee shop pop.
Right.
Okay.
I tell people I'm somewhere in between like Dave Matthews and Ed Sheeran, but like this last project I did was kind of like and this is like something you would hear in a coffee shop.
Okay.
Yeah. Damien Rice would be a good artist of comparison. So.
Okay. All right. So, I know you said you coming from Nashville, but where'd you grow up? Where are you originally from? Where's your origins?
Sure. I grew up in Texas, so kind of consider myself a Texan. Like went to school in Oklahoma, like college in Oklahoma, so I was there 4 or 5 years. Okay. And then I moved out to Nashville, and I've been there about 10 years or so.
Wow. So what made you move out to Nashville?
Music.
Okay.
I did like, right. I mean, you don't know what you're doing in the music business. So I did like a radio contest in Oklahoma City. Okay. And the radio guy was like, "Man, let me tell you where you need to go." And he just said I should move out to Nashville and kind of set me up with some people, and I've been there.
Okay. So music is what got you to Nashville. So how did you get into music?
You know, like piano lessons when I was 5.
Okay.
My mom played piano, my dad played drums. I did a lot of church music growing up, like youth group bands. I did the youth group band at school. I went to like a private school.
So your family was around it, and that's how you got into it?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And it was kind of the cool thing to do in high school. It was like my thing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and it just continued. It just.
Yeah.
Okay. You just really liked it.
I never grew out of it.
Okay, all right, yeah, I can relate. So, you were in a band called Man and the Mountain Band, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, how did you get into that band?
You know, like I had moved to Nashville and kind of become disillusioned, like with the music industry, not in a bitter way, but just in like I didn't know exactly how to play in the industry. And so I'd gotten out of music for a couple of years, and I was at a job, and a friend of mine said, "Hey man, we're looking for a lead singer," and that's kind of what got me back into it.
Okay.
And now I do it full time.
Wow. Okay.
So I work with those guys about a couple of years or so.
Okay. So why did you leave?
They weren't ready. They didn't really want to go full time.
They didn't want to go full time.
And it becomes really hard if you are like wanting to take all these gigs and your band can't commit to that. I love those guys.
So what? Like, they were like
they're great guys.
They just like they played, and what was their situation like?
I was like the songwriter, and they were kind of the backing band, and we just had a lot of fun with it. And just played some shows in the area.
Yeah.
I did a few things, and then when I wanted to start like touring and traveling, you know, some of them were getting ready to have families and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, just kind of different motivations behind.
Yeah, different end goals. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Well,
it wasn't a bitter breakup. They're great guys. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't nothing too harsh.
Nah.
Okay. Well, so you said you would describe your type of genre of music as coffee pop or coffee pot?
That's clever. I tell people like coffee shop pop.
Coffee shop pop. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your content in as far as lyrics go?
I feel like that's where the coffee shop part kind of comes into it.
Okay.
For better or worse, I sometimes think I get in my head a little bit when I'm writing lyrics. Like it's not necessarily just like you know, the typical love song, pop song. Like love kind of dominates the pop scene lyrically, and I don't know. I try to push that a little bit, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But yeah, I try to talk about different things. So I try not to be as moody as the people that you will normally hear in a coffee shop. Like I don't want you to think like you're gonna listen to my music and you're just gonna hear me sing like 10 ballads, and that's gonna be the show. But I don't know. I just kind of it's a really hard thing to categorize.
I mean, I was reading your bio on your website, and it says you were studying philosophy, or? Yeah,
I went to school for religion, so there's quite a bit of philosophy and religion. So yeah, I like to think I apply a lot of that stuff that's kind of in my background to my lyric approach.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it's be like, I don't know how deep into the woods you want to get, but I could get really deep into the woods on this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but you know, like I like to talk about morality maybe, and why we do things, or why we think things are right or wrong. Or I like to just maybe existential themes, something that you'll see in some of my music. And I usually try to couple that with like I don't want you to feel like all you got out of it was like me just talking about existentialism. I usually try to write like a story.
Right.
And then like if you're just paying attention to the song on a base level, you get a story out of it, right? Like something fun happened, there was a nice ending or a sad ending, and that's cool, and you can walk away from it. And I usually try to add sort of some meta narrative around that a little bit to sort of hint at what I'm actually getting at in the stuff. Okay,
so it works for the listener who's really listening, as well as the surface level listener at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
I try really hard to make it accessible in that kind of way.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I can relate. So you released a solo project called Paper Boats after you left the band. So how's that been going as far as the reaction and the reception towards that project?
That's been going good. Yeah, it was a good learning experience. It's kind of it's like my first solo go at it, and so there's always you do things right and you do some things wrong. So I learned my lessons from it, and I've been working on another EP. I'm actually getting ready to release another EP. This weekend.
Oh, whoa!
I know.
This weekend. Okay.
Saturday. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that sounds good. Well, what is this new EP about to be about? So.
This is where I got into my head a little bit too much, and that was the mistake of this EP.
Okay.
I kind of wanted it to be about like how the story of you is not you.
Oh, okay.
I know, like bear with me. But I was just thinking of like how when you describe, it's like when you describe yourself to somebody, right? And somebody says, "Who are you?" And you normally have like, I figure everybody has somewhere between 10 to 15 points, reference points, of who you could tell somebody you are. Right. And that's sort of it, right? And else, the rest of you exist in kind of like this in-between space. So I was kind of just thinking about what that means as far as like how we present ourselves on social media, and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and et cetera. And how like we're so careful about curating those points these days, and what those points actually are, and how we relate to them. So that's kind of what I was thinking about a lot, is like what is a personal story? What is this thing we try to create?
Right. It does tend to shape who we are a lot. Even if it's not the real story of us, right?
Yeah. I love it. I love it that like that's not on brand for me has become like a colloquialism.
Yeah.
Right? When it you would never hear that 10 years ago, but to be like, I won't do that. That's not on brand for me. Yeah. So it's kind of I think it's kind of telling. Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. I like that. So you have a tour coming up soon, right?
Yeah. I feel like I'm always playing. So it's hard for me to like separate specific trips, but yeah.
So being a musician and having tours and stuff, I was wondering how you get your income.
I do a lot of cover gigs.
Okay.
Yeah. It helps. Like if you can go a place and I play a show and make money from doing like a show at a bar or something like that, and then maybe you can like throw in the songwriting gig on the side. It's sort of my it's sort of what I'm doing currently right now.
Okay, all right. So it keeps you, allows you to do whatever you need to do as far as your financial needs and things like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. So how many tours have you been on?
Again, that's a really tough question.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily separate them into like trips. I've been
It's just like an ongoing thing.
It's just ongoing.
Like
I have 3 shows this weekend, 3 shows next weekend, 3 or 4 the next weekend.
Right.
Because that's what I do. So it's my job. So it's kind of like going to work for me, kind of.
Okay.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So where is these next shows instead of a tour?
Right. So I play a lot in Chattanooga. I'm gonna be in Virginia next weekend.
Okay.
My EP release shows in Nashville. I play it now. I'm scheduled for some regular play in Nashville, which is interesting and new. So kind of around, but a lot of my places are around Nashville. So like around Chattanooga, some in Kentucky, some in Clarksville, some in Virginia.
Where's
That's
Clarksville at?
It's north. It's just town. It's north on 24.
Okay.
If you know the area, I could tell you.
Man, I'm still learning this world. I'm kind of young, like you said. Right?
You come to Nashville, we'll take a trip.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I was gonna ask you, was there a new coming project that you were gonna work on? But you told me about that Story of Us. Okay. So what songs will you be playing for us today?
Sure. I thought I'd play for you one that I just like to play off my Paper Boats album that you listen to.
Okay.
That we're talking about. And I thought I'd play for you one off my little bit more singer-songwritery record, the one I'm about to release.
Okay, cool. So new music.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what are the name of those songs?
One is To a Prayer, and the other is I'm bad with titles. I could play it for you.
To a Prayer.
And another is The Arms of the Love Song.
Okay, The Arms of the Love Song. Okay. All right, so for those of you watching the live stream, we'll be right back with John Carroll playing The Arms of a Love Song and To a Prayer.
Your body's like a ladder stretching up towards that heavenly high. Baby, all I wanna do is grab a hold of you and climb. Bring me to the feet of your throne. One look at you, I'd give up everything I own to have the chariot swing low and let the music bring us home. This kind of faith doesn't last for long. I could sing a hymn to the rhythm of your heartbeat, or worship with my eyes, hold you close and not speak. Oh, goddess of the night, let me feel you, reel you into me. Beauty made to flesh in that dress, dancing there an answer to a prayer. Lay that body down against the curve of my palm, and we'll surrender all on this altar we're lying on. I'm not asking for forgiveness in this yearning. I don't need someone to save me from this holy burning. Let's go ahead and fan the flames, keep those bodies turning. This kind of faith doesn't last for long. I could sing a hymn to the rhythm of your heartbeat, or worship with my eyes, hold you close and not speak. Oh, goddess of the night, let me feel you, reel you into me. Beauty made to flesh in that dress, dancing there an answer to a prayer. Oh. Spotlight lifts you up like angels on their wings, higher than the very best of me, as long as I believe, though there's never been a faith I did not leave. I could sing a hymn to the rhythm of your heartbeat, or worship with my eyes, hold you close, not speak, oh goddess of the night, let me feel you really into me, beauty made to flesh in that dress. I could sing a hymn to the rhythm of your heartbeat, worship with my eyes, hold you close, and not speak, oh goddess of the night, let me feel you really into me, beauty made to flesh in that dress, dancing there and answer to a prayer, an answer to a prayer. So bore me with love, 'cause I'm in the mood for the syrupy wine of a night in the nude light of the moon. On your hair, in those eyes, whatever it takes to say to pass the time. Kiss me softly, taste familiar, drink it often. Don't you judge me, moon. Your white light, cold as any killer, drives me nightly into the arms of a love song I once knew. It's the same song that plays as you slip off your dress. Different 'cause you, but the same more or less. So say your next line and we'll play out the rest. As good as this is, it's derivative at best. Kiss me softly, taste familiar, drink it often. Don't you judge me, moon. Your white light, cold as any killer, drives me nightly into the arms of a love song I once knew. Romeo, oh Romeo, we'll never let you go. So climb your balcony to your Juliet. Hey, she's as lovely as they get. Death by true love's kiss. Over and over and over and over again. So bore me with love, 'cause I'm in the mood for the syrupy wine of a night in the nude light of the moon. On your hair and those eyes, whatever it takes to say to pass the time. Kiss me softly, taste familiar, drink it often. Don't you judge me, moon. Your white light, cold as any killer, drives me nightly into the arms of a love song I once knew.
John Carroll.
Hey, man.
Thank you so much. That
Thanks,
was
man.
good, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me out, man. So
Yes.
yeah, great to be here.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you for tuning in to Gaston Spotlight, and you guys have a good time.